dragging me off to a dungeon. Then you slide me in a tiny little area where I barely fit. I'm claustrophobic, so it starts to freak me out. My shoulders are big and burly. That's why you're afraid. And why do my hands need to go behind my back? Why do I have to be completely debilitated? They treat me like total crap. I can't look at them in the eyes. I have to look at the floor. And then if I give any kind of resistance and don't give them full dominion over my fingers as they fingerprint me, then what happens next is they slam my head into the wall. That's happened to me once. Every day, 100 emails of people saying, please help me. I got this jackboot thug pig here in Texas. I got a guy in LA. I got a story on camera. He got picked up for not paying traffic ticket. He's now HIV positive. It's not just one or two, and it's not a few bad apples. You have bad apples on this police department. I'm not going to a dungeon because this pig over here and this pig over here want to drag. I mean, look at the terror flag he's wearing. Look at the terror flag he's wearing. Video. What happened?
That's his business, not yours.
My business to ask, though, you know what I mean? I was actually going to drop the cameras and go into Kung Fu mode. Good thing you came back. If you hadn't come back, I was going to Kung Fu, bro. I'm just standing there filming, you know? These guys are so predictable. Such beta male Trumpzillas that when you put torture cuffs on someone, you're torturing them.
I appreciate your information.
Well, it might not affect you at all. You might not give a rat's ass about another man. How many cops you guys need? You guys need a few more cops here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get another giant like this one. There's no third party to film cops searching your car. I mean, one time after I became known across the country, then the cops didn't put me in torture cuffs quite as tight. I was in torture cuffs and the guy tried to cut off the blood to my ulnar nerve and my arm. That's why this hand shakes now. Because of what he did. He's got his hands on his head like a POW though. You know, I'm not a fan of police, but at the same time, I'll treat you like an individual. Absolutely. Until someone gives me a directive or tries to demand my ID or.
No, so you can't do that in here. You can do it to us all you want.
So let me
report other people.
Now let me tell you this: go pound sand. Go pound sand, bro. Jump down on your knees and eat my shorts. I'm filming them right now. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? No, you can't. No, you can't. Go ahead. Now let me educate this dirty jackboot thug pig. You have a First Amendment right to film police. That right does not change when you go into a police lobby. It's right there, the right to film cops. You got people like that who don't know that this is a public forum. I can film in here anytime I'd like. What are you gonna do about it?
Well,
you're not gonna do a damn thing. And if you do, I'll sue you personally under 1983. And then you'll face federal district court. Or take your happy ass back to your office and flee like a little dog.
That was easy.
Look at this kid. Look at him. Little stick figure they put in a costume.
That one there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have it.
This is a kid. I could wipe the green from out behind his ears. Don't do this crap. Was your daddy a pig? Tell me what happened. Retire now, dude. Are you going to physically stop me from doing my job?
I'm not going to physically do that.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to walk around here and take some videos.
Okay.
So if you're done, then head on back.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
Appreciate you.
Okay.
So that was a lie.
Today I need to help with producer card or mailing.
What did he say?
My dad was in the police department from 1946 to 1981. He retired as a shift commander. And I'll tell you what, this fire station was built in 1969. And he was here from 69 to 81. He was a shift commander here. And before that, you know where the big city hall is? When he first started, that city hall was built in about 1955, and the old city hall, he was in there. And then after that, but is there anybody I could talk to here?
Huh? Unless they want to come down to the gym.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
Instead of walking around sighing and breathing hard.
I don't like where this is going.
They're literally colluding together at the front and blocking me from entering.
Come on, man.
Dude, you better grab me while you got that badge on. I'm not going to physically challenge you, dude. Not while you got the badge on and you're working in a security capacity. I'm not going to challenge you. Hey, there we are. There's an officer of the law. I don't go in there and smash that desk and beat everybody up and say, I'll do what I want because I agree to live under a series of laws. I've agreed to that. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I won't violate your rights just like I don't want you to violate mine. I want a matter of record. I'm not willingly walking off. He's telling me if I don't leave that he's going to arrest me. And so as a man of law and order who respects the social contract and the rule of law, I'm going to do what he tells me to, because if I don't do what he tells me, he's going to arrest me. You are a bro. You're not tough at all. With your badge and gun, you got no badge and gun, you're a wuss. Don't get in my face, punk ass.
Excuse me.
Think you're a man with a gun in your hand, don't you?
You're a jack. Thank you for being a good. I'm telling you, dude.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Dude, get your hand off my camera, lady. I'm fired. Your dad's a pig. Your dad is a pig.
Call my dad a pig?
I think your dad's a pig, bro. Are you really? Get off me, bro. Get off me, bro. You want to attack me? Do it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. What's the matter? You don't want to be on camera now that you tried to attack me? You can't attack me, dude. You need to get on a stair stepper for a while.
Where is law enforcement?
For law enforcement for what? For having a civil discussion? Name and badge number. Name and badge number. What's your name and badge number? Hey, you have to identify yourself according to policy.
Leave him alone.
No, he has to identify.
No, he doesn't. Leave him alone. Go back to California. Leave them alone.
You're upset because he didn't identify himself.
You can't act in your official capacity and not give your name and badge number. This cop comes out here and starts demanding me around and then threatens me that he's going to come out. Well, then do it. Do it. Put me in torture cuffs. Then I get damages. Right now it'll be a declaratory judgment. He came out and asked me if my name was Dan. I said, I'm not going to tell you my name's Dan or not. And then he said, well, you can't film in here. You're making someone feel uncomfortable. So then I went right over and I put the camera on. The guy said, what are you going to do about it?
Got his name on the back here, and you also have my card with my contact information. We went away from badge numbers because we changed from badge numbers to department
Solomon
seniority.
Aries. Is he a lieutenant, a captain, a sergeant? What is Solomon?
He's a police officer.
He's an officer.
Yeah,
Well,
yes, sir.
he should not be promoted. You don't get to not identify and act in your official capacity. And that is worth filing for. It will take me about 4 hours to write.
Policy not to jump out of your vehicle.
But you guys killed the battery. Are you going to help her get her car started?
Can't based off my policy.
Off your policy. What's your name and badge number?
What?
So that you can identify the thousands of people watching.
Why do I need to identify myself?
Because you're an officer on duty, and according to the LVMPD handbook, when someone asks you for your name and badge number, you're supposed to give it.
Based off what?
Your handbook that I've read, that you have not read, obviously. I'm a member of the press. I'm a member of the press. I need to identify you. Okay, I'll do what I do.
I grew up in this town, and this is bullshit.
They were going.
They left the lights on. I can't even steal my car.
If you're going to one up and you're going to film the police, you better know what you're going to say and how you're going to say it. You have to practice saying it. So when you see a copper, you're going to run up and you're going to say, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be filming this interaction. I invoke my First Amendment right. You can address me as Mr. Good Citizen. You have to have your stick down. Cop comes up to me and says something. I'm a little bit confused.
You can leave
I'm
our
going to
scene.
stand
Yes,
right
you can,
here.
sir.
I'm standing in the parking lot. I came to
Sir,
get
would
gas.
you like me to
and you guys,
trespass this individual
you
from your
can't
property?
trespass me. Honey, you can't solicit a trespass. Go ahead, let's follow it. Let's see if you're going to get sued. She's trying to solicit a trespass from owners. It's illegal. You guys are seeing it all over the country. Auditors are getting arrested left and right. And why are they getting arrested? Because they don't have their stick down. They don't have their lingo, their jargon, their mumbo jumbo, and they don't invoke their rights. Now, when the cop comes up to me, the first thing I'm going to say is, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. What's your name and badge number? Now, I just said that I get to be quiet, and you have to tell me who you are. You see the power in that? You see the power in that? All righty. What is going on out there in the land of YouTube? What's going on out there in the land of the unfree America? How is everybody doing today? What is going on? How is everybody? Do me a favor, everybody, if you would please hit the like button. Hit the like button just real quick. Let me see if it looks like there's like a little gloss over that thing right there. I don't know what these settings are at right here. Let's take a gander. There we go. What's going on? How is everybody? Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. Welcome to another rendition of Delete Laws. I'm not sure if you guys know or not, but over the past 10 days, I've been on the road constantly between San Diego, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, and Phoenix. I've been traveling quite a bit. This last weekend, I was in San Diego with my family for a wrestling tournament. D-Day on Broadway, right on the San Diego Pier. It was absolutely beautiful. So before we get into a lot of videos, we're going to show a couple videos tonight. Mama Lion, how are you? Good to see you. Hide and Hold. I was just reading some names. Index Holdings. Thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Hartford County Audits. Good to see you. John, good to see you. Brandy, how is everybody? Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Roger, for gifting some memberships. God bless you, man. Then we got Alan Hubbs. Got a big story with Alan Hubbs coming out. Thank you, Roger Lane. Thank you, Hyde. Appreciate you, man. JBTPOTVO is in the hizzy. What is going on, everybody? Oh, put it in the comment section if you would, please. OTVO, which stands for Overturn Terry versus Ohio. So this is an attorney in Las Vegas named Josh Tomchek. He's got 4.61 out of 5 stars. And I'm not sure if you guys know this or not. A few people do. Jungle is massive. How are you? But let me just play this for you guys so you guys can kind of get an up-to-date as to what's going on. Maybe I should show you guys 5 seconds of this real quick. But if you guys don't know, I was arrested twice in Las Vegas. The first time, that dirty, biased, unprincipled judge, Ann Zimmerman, who I haven't even begun on. I haven't even started the media. I haven't even started the lawsuit. I haven't even started the judicial complaint. Haven't even started it yet. So that's coming. But I was arrested twice in Las Vegas, if you guys are unaware. And this is a phone call. Rago Monkey is in here. What's going on, Rago Monkey? I'm out of the dungeon, my brother. Good to see you, man. Let me.
I got you back, Sarah? Yep, you there? You okay? Yeah, I'm at a wrestling tournament. All right, let me put you through to Josh, okay? All right, hold on, honey. He's going to get you. Hold on.
She's transferring me through to Josh Tomchek. This was my attorney for my second charge in Las Vegas that a lot of you guys helped me crowdfund the fee. You're about to hear the fee, what it costs to get Josh Tomchek in Las Vegas. I want you guys to hear this.
What's up, brother? I'm in San Diego at a wrestling tournament. I'm just stepping out to talk to you. How's things going? You've been watching Olympic wrestling? Oh yeah, I've been wrestling since I was like 7, so I really love the sport. Taught me a lot of discipline. Got me through the dungeon. I bet. Speaking of the dungeon, I was just locked in a little room by myself for like an hour waiting to see a client over there. That's why I'm calling a few minutes late. No, that's okay. They didn't drop to talk to you out of there. Yeah, well, I'm a different person. I'm a regular person outside of that dungeon, but that dungeon was hell, dude. Total hell. Yeah. So hopefully we can get some retribution. I hope you can. But I got some really good news for you about the municipal court case. Okay. So, when you were charged in that case, I went through the video. I saw it on YouTube. We talked in detail about it. Chris and I were talking a lot back and forth in preparation for that appellate argument. So I started talking and meeting with the city attorney who was handling the case, the number 2 person in that office, a long time ago. And as I was going through it, like he was saying, like he thought he had everything for a conviction, and I was saying, you definitely don't, and here's what's going to happen. So eventually it got put on the desk of the number 1 criminal prosecutor in the city attorney's office, and I had a couple conversations with her about it. I walked through the video with her and explained to her how I see the case law applying to it, and I explained to her what happened in the Justice Court case, and then this week she notified me that she was filing a notice of voluntary dismissal. So the case is being dismissed. Yeah, it's over, done, no litigation, it just caved. Easiest $15,000 you ever made, buddy. Yeah. Well,
$15,000.
I was beating heads with the guy for a while, but they eventually saw it our way. So, dude, I'm grateful for that. Dude, yeah, I'm so stoked. Thank you, Josh. I really appreciate all your effort. God bless you, dude. Thank you so much for keeping me. I'm going to go through that.
So, sorry.
The 13th, did they just announce on the 13th that it's dismissed? They already filed it, so it's off calendar on the 13th. It's already filed. I'll send you a copy.
There it is. So the second charge against me in Las Vegas for obstruction has been what's called a DA reject. The district attorney has rejected the case and decided not to try me, which means that the cops who arrested me now are more in line with losing their qualified immunity than they ever were before, because the DA, who the cops call backup, has now abandoned the case. So now, yeah, Gary, it was $15,000. And then I razzed Josh a little bit more. I'm like, so I still got a retainer there, right? And I know once you give the money to the lawyer, it's gone. But just so like, let me kind of explain a little bit. So that's Josh Tomczyk. If you guys want to hire him, he's a really good attorney. He got the case dismissed before it even began, and of course, the appeal being heard was really great. But let me kind of give you guys just a little bit of 411, and you know, if I was to lie to you, then I would tell you that I'm 100% and I don't have any PTSD and I'm 100% back, and I'm not. And it's a struggle. It's a struggle for sure. But let me explain something that a lot of people may or may not understand, but I'm going to explain it to you anyway. So when I was in jail and that dirty judge, Ann Zimmerman, the biased, unprincipled, dog jaw, they call her dog jaw in the jail because her jaw kind of sits a little sideways. So they call her old dog jaw Zimmerman. And so when I was in jail and I had been locked up for a misdemeanor of obstruction, which I did not obstruct, then I had a second case coming, and a lot of you guys jumped in and helped me crowdfund the money that I paid to Josh Tomczyk. Well, let me just tell you what I was going through inside. When they had charged me with that second obstruction charge when I was in jail, in my mind, constantly, like a broken record, was this idea that since they've already convicted me of an obstruction charge, if this isn't overturned on appeal, when I go to court this next time, they're going to put me in jail for a year or two on my second obstruction charge, because we saw that disgusting, dirty judge, Ann Zimmerman. We saw that she was biased and unprincipled, and she was unhinged, and that she's a bad person. She's just a bad person. And so when I was inside that jail, all I could think about was that they were going to lock me up for years on end. Whether I wanted to believe that or not, I didn't get a choice. They had already put me in jail for obstruction when I didn't obstruct. They'd already did that to me. And then when I went to have an appeal bond hearing, the same judge who would later exonerate me just said no on the appeal bond hearing and left me in jail for the 4-month wait for my appeal to be heard. So the amount of pressure and pain and emotional distress that I was going through because of this second charge, I would lay there at night in the day whenever I would sleep, because my sleeping patterns in the dungeon were not my sleeping patterns in the dungeon were so bad. So the jail guard, so you got 1 out of 5 of those guys is pretty cool. The other 80% are just they're just horrible. They're horrible, disgusting people who want to be in charge of you and tell you what to do and be the boss, and main character syndrome where they think they're the shit. So my sleeping patterns were based on who the next jail guard coming in was every 12 hours. You got a jail guard comes in from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Another jail guard comes in, relieves him from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So what I would do is I would figure out which one of the two was the bigger prick, and then I would try to sleep through that person's shift. So often I would be awake until 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, sleep through the rest of the day guard shift because he was a dick. And then, or I would try to stay awake till 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock in the evening, so that when the night guy came in at 6, I only had to deal with him from 6 to 11 until we would be sent to bed like we were children. So a lot of the time that I was in there, though, I was studying the Supreme Court justices, the presidents. I was just going through this massive, horrible anxiety and fear every single day. Whether I wanted to believe it or not, my brain kept telling me they're going to put you in jail for years on the second obstruction charge. You're going to get 2 to 4 years of prison time. I don't know why that number kept popping in my head, but that was the number that kept popping in my head, is they're going to put me in prison for 2 to 4 years. Over and over and over and over. I'm going to get at least 2 years, maybe more, because of that second obstruction charge. So I talked to an attorney in Las Vegas, and he's explaining to me that Not only do I have personal injury and personal loss, I have intentional emotional infliction of distress. And that's what they did. And it's just such a, this phone call that I had with Josh Tomchek the other day and him telling me that he got the charges removed. It was so hard. It was, you know, so just so you know, every single tough guy in jail, you can always, I mean, 95% of people in jail cry. They'll hang up with their wife, their girlfriend, their mother, their best friend, their lover, whoever they hang up with, and they'll be crying. Now, you can cry in jail once. You can cry a little bit and wipe your face and come back up tough. But you can't sit there and cry in jail every day. You're not allowed to. But every single day when I would think about my next case is coming and they're going to put me in jail for 2 to 4 years. I don't even know how that number existed, but it did. I was just sure I was going to go to jail for a couple years. And it was absolutely terrifying. It was, there's just no other way to describe it other than the system had already cheated me. And it's just, I can't possibly convey the amount of pain that second charge put me through. I can't really convey it to you properly. Unless you're locked up in a dungeon and there's people with guns and sticks and tasers blocking the door for you to leave, and you have another charge where you did even less obstruction, but they convicted you on the first one, then it's going to be really, it's going to be really hard to understand. But I can just tell you, it was the most difficult time of my life. There's no other time in my life that I had less security, felt more insecure, because I'm an extraordinarily confident person. I just always, just am because of, I was blessed, I don't have that insecurity inside of me. So it pretty much instilled this level of insecurity in me by locking me up unjustly the first time. And then this second charge pending over my head where they were going to put me in jail for years for obstruction, when clearly obstruction is a physical act and you have to have the intent to hinder, delay, or obstruct. And that just wasn't true, but I'd already gone through it once. So this phone call with Josh Tomchek on Saturday was it took a weight off me. Now, when the case was overturned on appeal, then I knew there wasn't an obstruction charge to hinge on to put me in jail for years. But did I think that the next judge could be as biased and unprincipled? Yeah, I did. I thought that the next judge could be as biased and unprincipled. 100,000%. I absolutely did. So I'm still taking a little bit of time to, number one, my teeth are all broken. Like you can't tell, but my teeth are broken. And I'm just 2 weeks away from having my teeth finally fixed and being like a normal, having like a normal, I'm just telling you guys this because I feel like I should. There's so many of you chipped in for me and donated to me, and I still haven't even gone over the entire GoFundMe list, but that phone call that came in just now on Saturday, you guys funded that. So it's like I kind of feel like this, like I have to share it with you guys because so many of you, and there's people who have contacted me that said, hey, Chili, I only had $7, but I put it in. And so it's like, that is just so unbelievable to me that people did that for me. And I want to say thank you and try not to cry. try not to cry because it is really hard to have gone through what I went through and then get through it with, literally hundreds, if not over 1,000 people donating to me. And then not feel like, it is my job to do what I'm doing. It is my job to rise up like a phoenix. It is my job to get into the executive position in government and change this bullshit police state, prison state, death state. That is my job. And I will not stop. I will not quit. I've needed a little bit of time, and that's happening. And I literally am almost back to where, because my confidence is I can already feel my confidence is back. But now there's a couple things that I'm putting into motion for the greater good of everybody that takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, and focus. So I've just missed a few days where I could have been live, and I wanted to go live, but I just wanted to check in with you guys now and let you know that it's coming. I'll be coming back here regularly.
A 70-year-old man.
I'll be coming back here regularly again very soon. I just needed a little bit to get my head on straight. And this phone call from Josh Tomczyk out there, thank you. Chris Oram, who collaborated with Tomczyk on my appeal and sent him all the cases, and he already did all the research. And the people in the crowd, Let's Go OTVO and Gloria and Derek and Alan and Super Duper and Butch the Original and Greg and Jody and What's the Matter You and Maddie and Brian and Kinetics Customs and Mama Lion. And I could just keep reading more names, but there wasn't a day that I didn't thinking about Cope Doggy Dog, and Rights On, and those of you who really stuck with me and never let the, and by the way, hopefully I get, thank you, Hartford. Yeah, I know you understand. Hopefully, hopefully this too will pass, this tiny little blip here, because the truth is we do have to get me into office, because I go over around and around this in my head. There's not going to be anybody who's going to do what I'll do. There won't be anybody who will create criminal codes for cops. There just won't be. They'll kowtow a little bit. They'll kowtow a little bit. Look at this, man. 10 months. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. My thing's not working. And Roger Lane gifting out 10 more memberships. Thanks. I appreciate it. I do have teamdlz.com coming up. We went over it this morning, so it's almost ready to go, where I do video after video after video, keeping you guys up where I'm going and what I'm doing. So I'll have Team DLZ coming up really soon here. And just so that from that phone call, just to wrap it up, thank you for helping me when I needed you the most. I can't say thank you enough for what you people did.
Man says an interaction he had with Kuna police officers last year was, quote, humiliating and violated his constitutional rights. So he filed a lawsuit against Ada County and the Ada County Sheriff's Office, who provides contract policing for the city of Kuna.
And this week, the county settled that lawsuit for $250,000 and a promise to deliver more training to deputies. Aspen Shumpert joins us in studio now to tell us more about really what happened that day, the man's decision to sue. Aspen, a very interesting situation here.
So hold on one second. I'm just going to go back.
Aspen Shumpert joins us in studio now to tell us more about really what happened that day, the man's decision to sue. Aspen, a very interesting situation here.
Right. So he filed a lawsuit against Ada County and the Ada County Sheriff's Office, who provides contract policing for the city of Kuna.
And this week, the county settled that lawsuit for $250,000 and a promise to deliver more training to.
Okay, and a promise to deliver more training. No. Ada County, not good enough. We want criminal codes for cops who violate people's rights and hurt people. Not good enough. Listen to this dog of shit in a bag burning on your front porch.
That lawsuit for $250,000.
So they gave $250,000 to the man they assaulted. You're about to see that.
And a promise to deliver more training to deputies.
A promise to deliver more training to deputies. Let me tell you something. You can go fly a kite. You go have a ham sandwich. You go pound sand. Every single way I can keep myself from telling you to go yourself, okay? You can take your training and you can shove it up right up your candy ass, okay? I don't give a damn about more training. You can take your more training and shove it. Put it where the sun don't shine. We don't give a damn about more training. More training means more training to be able to say, I'm hot, don't talk, my body camera's on. More training is so you can collude together. I want to see cops fired and I want to see cops charged with crimes. I don't give a rat's ass about Ada County providing more training for deputies as though this is supposed to make it all okay.
For $250,000 and a promise to deliver more training to deputies. Aspen Schumpert joins us in studio.
Not good enough. Put a 1 in the chat if it's not good enough. Not good enough. I don't give a damn about your more training. It won't do anything. Cops need to be fired and cops need to have criminal codes where they're charged. PB 101 is basic assault. PB 102 is battery. PB 103 is assault with intention to commit bodily harm. There's several police codes that we could create now. More training. You can take your training and shove it up your ass. None of us care about your more training. Nobody here, put a 1 in the chat if you don't give a shit about their training. More training? You think that's going to solve it? It's not going to do a damn thing.
Now to tell us more about really what happened that day, the man's decision to sue. Aspen, a very interesting situation here.
Yeah, Brenda and Joe, Mick Hykola sat down to speak with us, his lawyer sharing the security footage from that day. It was an incident that Hykola and his lawyer tell us should never have happened.
They can't treat everybody like a criminal, and they did me, and I'm sure they've done other people too, and I want that to stop.
Mick Hykola.
And I'm sure they've done other people.
Okay, this is the best thing that could actually, and listen, whether we like it or not, collectively, this group of people who comes here, thank you, AMG Stealth, 50 memberships. You guys get ready. She's going to gift out some memberships. Thank you, AMG. So whether we like it or not, the 1704 South Carolina slave catchers were the first law enforcers, and they were law enforcers to enforce slavery contracts. And for decades, even centuries, the only person you would see who was complaining about the cops was 99% Black people. And that's over now. The laws were crafted against Black people. The laws were crafted and even only applied to Black people for a very long time. But then when the for-profit prison industry began in the 80s, then it became about elitists making money by arresting and hurting people. So this sweet white guy, and he's a very kind guy, he's 70 years old. He is, for us and for our intents and purposes, he's a perfect victim. This is what we want. We want to see more guys like this who come out and take action and sue these dirty pigs.
Like a criminal, and they did me, and I'm sure they've done other people too, and I want that to stop.
Mick Hykola has called CUNA home for the past 35 years. He's always considered himself a law-abiding citizen. On an afternoon in January of 2023, he took outdated prescriptions to his local police department to properly dispose. Before going into the station, he stops and looks at police cars parked next to him, claiming they caught his eye and he was curious.
I noticed the second one was running. The SUV next to him was running, the police car. So I walked up to the window thinking maybe I can have a conversation with a cop and see what all these electronics, because they've got a stack of electronics on their dash.
You can see him with a paper bag with prescriptions in hand. Moments later, an unmarked car pulls into the lot. An interaction Hykola says scared him.
A guy jumped out, plainclothes person jumped out, and he started yelling at me,
asking what Hykola was doing looking in the cars.
Okay, so let me jump in here real quick. There's something that is missing gravely from this story that may have stopped everything. Do you know what it is? Let me see if anybody knows what it is. What are you not seeing happen in this video right here? What are you not seeing? You're not seeing this right here. He never pulled out his camera and started filming them and saying, I invoke my First Amendment right to be press. He never said it. And all you guys are gifted memberships. Thank you for bringing me back up. We're coming back up. I mean, it's this. When you see a cop, especially one charging at you, screaming at you because you're looking in the window of a cop car, which we own, your camera has got to come out. It's got to come out just like that. Camera's got to come out. If you're new to my channel and you're just learning, your camera is your ninja warrior. You use it like it's your weapon. And what are you shooting? Video. That's what you're shooting. You have to bring the camera out.
And he started yelling at me.
Asking what Haikola was doing looking in the cars.
I gave him an FU and turned around and walked off because I had no idea who he was. He didn't identify himself as a policeman or anything. Thought he was just a psycho citizen or something out of control.
Haikola goes into the station. A group of officers walk past him and go outside. They're seen examining the police cars. Then Haikola leaves the building. Officers follow him out, and that's when Haikola learned the man was a plainclothed officer.
Put my hand in my pocket. It was middle of January, cold. I pulled him out for a second.
Look at that. I mean, take a look.
Officer.
Put my hand in my pocket. It was middle of January, cold. I pulled him out for a second, put him back in, and I said no, because I knew they didn't have any authority over me. I hadn't done anything wrong.
That's the way it's supposed to be. But look at what they do to him.
Put my hand in my pocket. It was middle of January, cold. I pulled him out for a second, put him back in, and I said no, because I knew they didn't have any authority over me. I hadn't done anything wrong.
That's Terry versus Ohio, training them for officer safety. That is the Terry versus Ohio effect right there, that they're so scared.
They immediately grabbed me, pinned my arms behind my back, and threw me into a rail. If they hadn't had a hold of my arms when they threw me against the rail, I would have went over head first.
Haikola says he was not read his Miranda rights and officers weren't answering his questions. Additionally, he'd had back surgery a few months prior, and the force the 7 deputies used when they threw him against the railing during his arrest a few months
threw me against arms behind my back and threw me into.
So watch him hit the railing. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 guys, and here's the good cop over here, just using the tip of his fingers to slam him into the rail.
They immediately grabbed me, pinned my arms behind my back, and threw me into a rail.
Look at that. Did you see the force that this man's head jarred when he hit that rail? Just watch his head.
Grabbed me, pinned my arms behind my back, and threw me into.
Look at his head. Now watch it here.
A rail. If they hadn't had a hold of my
like a car accident
arms when they threw me against the rail, I would have went over head first.
Yeah, you had 5 cops there, and they're all over him. Where's the good cop? Can someone show me where the good cop is, please?
Haikola says he was not read his Miranda rights and officers weren't answering his questions. Additionally, he'd had back surgery a few months prior, and the force the 7 deputies used when they threw him against the railing during his arrest caused him to soil himself. Eventually, officers told Haikola he was under arrest for obstruction. They transported him to Ada County Jail, where Haikola says things got even worse.
I said, I've messed myself. I need to get into a bathroom, clean myself up. Another 4 hours or 4.5 hours I had to sit in it. I didn't get a phone call for about 4.5 hours.
He says he's lost trust in police and that it's taken a toll on him and his family.
It was all emotional. It was the depression, the embarrassment, the humiliation, the people that called me and asking me about it, my friends and stuff that had seen it. And that was the worst part.
I understand, my brother, and Drophead, thanks for the memberships. I appreciate you, man. But you know, you guys know I'm pretty conservative. I carry a gun. I open carry. I have some hardcore conservative roots from being raised in a tiny town in Alaska. But just imagine if we had listened to Black people through the 70s, through the into the 60s, when Terry versus Ohio was passed, coupled with the omnibus crime bill. This is what Black people were saying all through the end of the 60s and the 70s. This is what they were saying. They were saying that they hurt me and they targeted me and they cause me to have distrust in the police. We have to, it has to be said. So just, let's just, okay, now just picture him being black.
He says he's lost trust in police and that it's taken a toll on him and his family.
Just imagine he's a black guy real quick. Just paint him black in your head.
It was all emotional. It was the depression, the embarrassment, the humiliation, the people that called me and asking me about it, my friends and stuff that had seen it. And that was the worst part. That was the worst part of it.
KTVB reached out to Ada County about the incident. In a statement, Sheriff Matt Clifford says, "This wasn't our best day." He says they interact with hundreds of different people daily and that most of these interactions go well. Occasionally we fumble and miss the mark. But he added, for anyone to claim we are trampling on someone's constitutional rights simply isn't true. Something Haikola doesn't agree with.
My rights have been violated. There's nothing more important as citizens to have these civil rights that we have. And we need to stand up for our rights. I could become an activist now. They made me an activist.
Put a 1 in the chat if the cops made you an activist. Put a 1 in the chat if the cops made you an activist. I just want to see how many people here if the cops made them.
The obstruction charges against Haikola were dropped last August. A year after the incident is when Haikola filed the lawsuit, which just came to rest this week. Along with the settlement, Ada County also agreed to put their officers through additional scenario-based training. Joe?
More training. He gets $250,000 for them putting him up against the rail. And then he pooped his pants because they slammed him so hard against that rail. And he had back surgery. So $250,000 for that. I wonder what they're going to give for locking someone up for 4 months when the cop lied on the stand, the DA lied to prosecute, and the judge was biased and unprincipled. Just completely and utterly biased and unprincipled. So let me just real quick here. I'm just going to give a call real quick over to Ada County here. Just real fast. Ada County, Oklahoma. Ada County, Oklahoma.
County Central Dispatch, how can I help you?
Is this Ada County?
No, it's Ada, Oklahoma.
Is this the Ada County Police Department?
No, we don't have an Ada County. It's Pontotoc County.
Oh, okay. So is it the Ada Police though? ADA?
The city of Ada, yeah.
Yeah. So this is the dispatch for them?
Correct.
So can I talk to the watch commander, please?
Okay, what do you need to speak with him about?
Well, just you know, I'm a citizen, and I want to talk with him. Is that all right? Is there a criteria here that has to be? I mean, you guys aren't too busy in Ada, are you?
I need a reason you need to speak with him. Just brief.
Yeah, I need to talk to him. I'm a concerned citizen.
Okay, what was your name?
My name's Chille, Chille. My legal name's Jose Maria. If you want to call me Jose, you can call me Jose if you'd like to.
That don't matter to me. Is it the 547-9009?
Yeah, you can reach me there.
Okay, and you don't want to tell me what you're going to talk to him about?
Well, I mean, is it like a screening process? Is that what's going on?
Just helps him to know what he needs to be, what he's going to be talking to you about.
Yeah, I mean, is
how urgent it is.
I mean, it's urgent. I'm on the phone now. I could talk to him right now. I mean, it won't take more than 5 minutes of his time.
Okay, yeah, I can't have you talk to him right now. He's on a call. I'd have to have him call you back.
He's on a call.
Yeah.
Did you have you guys heard about this thing going around about the guy they slammed into the rail and he had to he pooped his pants? Have you heard about that? Has anybody called you guys about that?
That doesn't sound familiar. Do you know where that happened at?
Yeah, at the Ada Police Department right there in Oklahoma. The 70-year-old man went in there and they attacked him. The cops attacked him. And then it's ironically funny because then they paid out $250,000 for this man who they savagely attacked, and then they said they're going to give more training to the cops. You know, I'm a representative of, you know, hundreds of thousands of people, and I would say that the majority of the people who I represent, we don't want more training. We want to see the cops who assaulted the man be charged with assault. That's what we want to see.
When that happened?
Yeah, hold on a second. I'll tell you the date. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, that would have been on July 1st, 2024. The gentleman's name was Mick Hikola. July 1st, 2024. So that wasn't too long ago. That was just less than a month ago. You didn't hear it?
Did you spell its first name?
Sure. Mick and last name Heikkola. Heikkola. But the thing is that, you know, this is what I wanted to get across to the commander, the chief, the lieutenant, the major, whatever army game they think they're playing with domesticated Americans. We don't give a hoot. I'm keeping it respectful with you here. We don't give a hoot about your more training. We don't care. We want to see cops fired and charged with criminal charges. That's what we want to see.
Okay, so two things. I don't work for the police department, and I don't find anything on that date with that person's name.
No.
So are you absolutely 100% sure that happened in Ada, Oklahoma?
Maybe it's another Ada police department. Could it be that?
Well, there's a lot of Adas around.
Oh, it's
That's why when you said Ada County, there is an Ada County somewhere. I can't remember where it is.
right.
But we get calls all the time of people calling for Ada County, and it's
Oh,
not
you do?
here. Yeah.
So
Not about what you're talking about, just trying to report normal stuff.
well, it's not that. It's that, you know, what we're finding is that this says Oklahoma. That's what it says.
I'm not sure.
Do you think?
I looked for you, and I searched by his name, and I don't see anything.
So this is saying local news here, Ada County Sheriff's Office. Is there one of those?
Yeah, that sounds like it might be somewhere else.
Oh, it's in Boise, Idaho. Okay, so we're gonna call. I'm not the hoe. We're gonna call to Idaho. You see, so this is the reason why I'm glad I didn't point a verbal cannon at you, because you didn't do it, and you're.
What you said didn't ring any bells with me, and that wasn't that long ago. So I thought.
Right.
That didn't make a whole lot of sense, you know.
Well, then I'm going to take my big brass band and we're going to call over to Boise. But, you know, don't let this slip you, though, you know, because you're a man, a human being, and you have capabilities. You know, the citizens no longer are accepting the more training BS line of, you know, dog poo. In this case, it would be Mark's poo in his pants. He pooped his pants when they slammed him against that. So,
yeah, like I said, I'm not a police officer. I don't work for the police department. So.
Thank God. Don't ever do it. Don't ever do it, man.
Anything to do with any of that stuff.
Don't ever do it. Okay, we're going to give a call to Matt Clifford right now is what I'm going to do. So I'll let you go. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it, okay?
Okay, have a good evening.
You too. Bye-bye, buddy. And we're on the West Coast time zone over here too. So we got another opportunity here to let them know. Because, I mean, tell me if you agree with me or not. Tell me if you agree. I'm done with the more training line of bullshit. I mean,
thank you for calling the Ada County Sheriff's Office. If this is an emergency, hang up and dial 911. If you need to report a crime that is not an emergency, press 0. For alternative sentencing, to schedule serving time options, press 1. For inmate records or inmate information, press 2. For warrant information, you can go to www.adasheriff.org to view active warrants, or press 3. For no contact orders or protection orders, press 4. For civil processing, press 5. For concealed weapons or sex offender registration, press 6. For pretrial services, press 7.
It's a lot.
For reentry programs, press 8. For driver's license, press 9. For misdemeanor probation, press star. For victim services unit, press pound. Or stay on the line and your call will be answered shortly.
Right on. How much do we have to pay? We trained them once already. Couldn't agree with you more.
Ada County Jail and Inmate Records. This is Kelsey.
Kelsey, I was calling for Sheriff Matt. Is he in this late?
He is not. No, I can get you over to his voicemail though if you'd like.
Yeah. I mean, I think so. But hey, I just got a question for you real fast. My name's Chili. I'm a journalist. Everything I do is recorded. But I just wanted to ask you: was there any kind of dust up about this Mike? His name is Mick Hikola, the guy that got slammed into the rail, and then they had to pay him $250,000. Did you hear about that?
I did hear a little bit about it.
Right. You know, I know you can't talk about it. I know you're kind of gagged. I understand that. But, you know, I represent lots and lots of people. And, you know, we don't care about the more training BS line of dog poo. We want to see the cops who assault people. We want to see them fired, and we want to see them charged with crimes and their peace officer certificate stripped. That's what the people want. You know what I'm saying? You do?
I understand.
So you understand. Yeah. Because if you were Mick's niece, or if you were his granddaughter or his daughter, and you saw what happened to him, they slammed him pretty hard on that rail and then he pooped his pants. I mean, wouldn't you want those cops fired? You'd want them fired, right? At the least.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd want them fired too. So, you know, I try to make sure that I affect every individual person that I ever meet, even if it's only one person, because, you know, we, the people, want to see these cops fired and then charged with crime, not saying wrongdoing or internal affairs. We want them charged with crime, right? Because, I mean, they clearly assaulted that guy, right? You know, it's on camera.
I haven't seen the video. I wouldn't know. I am aware of it, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, I imagine if you work for the coppers, then you kind of get like this, you know, I mean, you know, we covet what we see. We learned that before. So you kind of get a fondness for these cops, right? But the thing is that, you know, we're seeing that a lot of these cops they're not good. I mean, is there some good cops? I hope so. But what we're seeing is that there's a lot of cops that are bad. Right? Yeah. A lot of. What's that?
I wouldn't know. Would you like me to get you over to the sheriff's voicemail now?
No, you would know. I just want you to trust your intuition. And when you see a copper and he seems like a dirty, you know, swine ball, he probably is. So just watch your back. You know what I'm saying? Just be careful, because there are a lot of cops are bad. You know. So I'll take what's his name? Matt what? Sheriff what?
Matt Clifford.
Matt Clifford, huh? So is Matt Clifford a good cop? Is he a good guy?
I'm transferring you right now. Thank you.
She transferred me. She didn't want to answer. You didn't miss much, April. You missed my broken tooth here.
You have reached Ann Yates, Administrative Assistant to the Sheriff. I'm away from my desk, but if you will leave me a message, I will get back to you as soon as I can. If you need immediate assistance, please call Records at 208-577-3000. Thank you and have a great day.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Mr. Yates, my name is Chili DeCastro. I got a big YouTube channel, a big following on social media. I'm sure you don't care about that, but maybe you'll care about this. You know, every day, millions of people watch the videos that I make, and I interact with government agencies all the time. And so there's like hundreds of thousands of people that are really attached and really come back and listen to the things that we say here on this channel. And I just wanted you to know that we saw the video of Mark, how do I say his last name? Mark Hikola, Mark Hikola, Heikkola. We saw the video, and then we saw a news report that said that they're going to pay him $250,000, which is good for Mark because he did soil himself from the cops assaulting him. But then the second part of the newscast said that they were going to give him more training. That they promised to give the coppers more training. Well, let me just tell you something, okay? We don't care about your more training. We want to see those cops fired, their peace officer's certificate stripped, and we want to see them charged with criminal charges. That's what we, the people, want. We want to see the cops who assault people charged with crimes. Do you get it? That's what we want. No more wrongdoing. You can abolish internal affairs. It's garbage. Citizen Review Board, abolish them. We want a third party that gets all the body cam, all the dash cam, and that third party has special prosecutors that are formerly retired prosecutors that their whole job is to prosecute bad cops. That's what I'm going to put in place when I'm in government and I'm the executive in charge. That's what I'm going to do, me personally. That's what I'm going to get done in my lifetime. So I'm telling you now that we, the people, want to see those dirty cops who grab Mark for looking in a car window and slamming him. Could you imagine for a moment if we, the willingly governed, decided not to be willingly governed? Could you imagine for a moment how it would go for you guys? Can you even think about it? It's a horrible thought because good people don't want to see those kinds of things happen. But I fear that's the way we're heading. That's the way we're heading because you guys don't clean up your own backyard. Those cops should be charged with crimes. You can take your more training and stuff it right up your nose. We don't care about your more training. Nobody here cares about your more training. And there's thousands and thousands of people who will watch this video of me just talking to you. We're sick of it. We're sick of your BS. We're going to give those coppers more training. We don't care about your more training. Go fly a kite, bro. We don't give a damn about your more training. We want to see cops charged with criminal charges. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. You understand that? So you can pass that along to Sheriff Matt, who's going to go, oh, we don't give a damn what the people want. We followed our policy, procedure, and protocol. Maybe, just maybe, and this is for you, bro. You can put this in your pipe and smoke it. Maybe the policies, procedures, and protocols that you're following when you retire from that disgusting organization you joined, you're going to have nightmares about the shithead you were. Yeah, you will. Sorry for calling you a shithead, but you did sign up to be a copper, and you are a part of an evil dark ship. You're part of the Death Star. So you signed up to do that to people. So you're part of it. And so right away when I see you, I think you're the enemy. Just like that. As soon as I see you, enemy. As soon as I see you, phone comes out, I start recording. Because, you're the bad guy, bro. You literally are the bad guy. You are the bad guy. Do you understand that? I know there's some bootlickers and stuff who think that you're the good guy and they'll drop down on their knees and suck that cop stick. But the thing is most of us who are awake, most of us who are watching all the videos on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, all the videos we're seeing equals you are the bad person. You're the bad guy, bro. It's you. Just so you know. That's how a good portion of us see you. We literally cannot stand cops because of the scumbag things that you guys do. We paid out a guy $250,000, but we didn't charge anybody who hurt him. We're going to do more training for those guys. Listen to that bullshit. Really, bro. Really.
You're approaching the maximum length for
Yeah.
a recording.
Yeah.
Finish your recording
Yeah.
after the tone.
Yeah, whatever. It's going to cut me off, bro. It's going to cut me off. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, okay? We don't give a shit about your more training. We want to see cops charged with crimes and their peace officer certificates stripped. You got it? All right, Chumzilla.
You have reached your message has been sent. If you would like to try an extension.
There it is. There it is. There it is. Piece of garbage. Piece of absolute garbage. Just piece of absolute garbage. Like I want to call them back tomorrow during business hours, because I want to share with them how I really feel about they're just such, I mean, most cops are scumbags. I'm sorry for the people who like the cops. Sorry to say it. Most of them are scumbags. Most of them are absolute total scumbags. That's how I feel. That's actually how I really see it. I see as most of the cops are scumbags. That's how I see it. That's what I see.
On July 1st, 2022, Racine County Sheriff's deputies observed the driver of a vehicle not wearing his seatbelt in Raymond, Wisconsin. As part of the sheriff's office Click It or Ticket campaign, a traffic stop was initiated. As the deputies were pulling him over, they observed the 36-year-old male driver hastily putting on his seatbelt.
Oh, he's eating. You see that? So you got to point at me? 5-3 Wisconsin traffic. Southbound G on ramp. Hi there. I'm Deputy Ortiz with the Racine County Sheriff's Office. Stop because your seatbelt isn't on, and we're actually out. You put it on when we were pulling up behind you. I watched you. That's not true. And he looked. Your body was fully leaned forward, sir, when you took the turn on. I watched you put it on. We're not going to argue about a $10 seatbelt ticket.
It's right here.
Okay, driver's license and insurance, okay?
I'm not giving you enough. It's not.
Driver's license and insurance, sir. You're going to make this more difficult than it has to be. Your driver's license and insurance, sir.
Do you see this?
Sir, do you want to be forcibly removed from me? You were not wearing a seatbelt.
That's not true. I have this on.
Driver's license and insurance, sir.
Are you planning on killing us today?
No, you're not going to kill you, okay?
I'm an American. I have my seatbelt.
Well, that's great to know, okay? You were not wearing a seatbelt when you drove past me. We saw you putting it on while we were behind you.
So are there not motorcycles in this world? Are there not? I mean, there are motorcycles in our country, right? There are people who ride around on a motorcycle, and it is far more dangerous than being in a car without a seatbelt on. So this is a way to get into your car. Remember the 2001 case of Atwater versus City of Lago Vista, where the Supreme Court, the unelected black robe tyrants, all got together and said that if you get pulled over for anything, blinker, anything, if you get stopped on the street and any violation of the law is arrestable. And that case was based on Gail Atwater not wearing her seatbelt because she was arrested for not wearing her seatbelt. When it got to the Supreme Court, 5-4 decision, 4 conservatives and 1 liberal named David Souter wrote an opinion that says anything you do is arrestable. If you violate the law in front of a peace officer, they said in the holding, how many of them are peace officers now? 0. They're all law enforcers with their skull and blue stripe down the front, right? So they said that anything that you do, if you violate the law, this is 2001 case of Atwater versus City of Lago Vista, any infraction of the law in front of a peace officer is arrestable, and it's not a violation of your Fourth Amendment. Don't you think that should be overturned? Don't you think that not everything should be arrestable? Even if you're down on your knees sucking that cop stick because you are in love with these dirty, disgusting pigs. Don't you think, though, that not everything should be arrestable? Don't you think? I mean, is that losing all sense? Is that losing? What's losing all sense is to say that anything, you break any kind of law, even the most minor infraction of the law, and it's arrestable. Depends on how the cop is feeling that day. That's ludicrous, and it has to change. It has to change. And then this guy...
You can argue this all day long and make this even worse for yourself. Otherwise...
So just so you know, this guy's going to lose his shit. He's going to lose his shit. But let me just go back a little bit here.
Hi there. I'm Deputy Ortiz with the Racine County Sheriff's Office. Stop because your seatbelt isn't on, and we're actually out. You put it on when we were pulling up behind you. I watched you.
That's not true.
And he looked. Your body was fully leaned forward, sir, when you took the turn on. I watched you put it on. We're not going to argue about a $10 seatbelt ticket.
It's right here.
Okay, driver's license and insurance, okay?
I'm not giving you enough. It's not.
Driver's license and insurance, sir. You're going to make this more difficult than it has to be. Your driver's license and insurance, sir.
Do you see this?
Sir, do you want to be forcibly removed from me? You were not wearing a seatbelt.
That's not true. I have this on.
Driver's license and insurance, sir.
Are you planning on killing us today?
No, you're not going to kill you, Okay.
I'm an American. I have my seatbelt.
Well, that's great to know, okay? You were not wearing a seatbelt when you drove past me. We saw you putting it on while we were behind you. You can argue this all day long and make this even worse for yourself. Otherwise, just give us your ID and the insurance, sir.
What do you want my money?
Driver's license and insurance, sir.
I like your glasses.
You're making a big driver's license and insurance, sir. You're making a bigger deal out of this than it has to be.
For my seatbelt?
Yes. Yep.
Why? I have my seatbelt.
You have a traffic violation. Your seatbelt was not on, sir. So can you have your driver's license and insurance?
What's your...
Okay, so we got to stop it right here. And you have to have your license, registration, and proof of insurance ready to go on a laminated card. Obviously, I am not Brad Pitt, so this is a fake license, but the front and back on a laser copy, your current registration and your current proof of insurance. And then you immediately pull down your trifold and you say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. That's how this is done. All the other questions they're going to ask you are on the trifold. Don't ask me where I'm coming from. Don't ask me where I'm going. Everything that the cop's going to ask you. Now, I want to show you something extraordinarily important. So we are at 1 minute and 51 seconds on this video right here. So I want to show you a case that maybe we've covered before. North Carolina versus Heenan. Okay, so it's North Carolina versus, here it is right here. Okay, so this is really important that you understand this case. I'm going to open this Bad Chicken Big. You guys have to know this. You absolutely have. It boils my blood as well. Tyrant Hunter, good to see you, my friend. North Carolina versus Heenan, and this is a 2014 case. And here's the constitutional question right here. Even if the cop, does a police officer's mistake of law provide the individual reasonable suspicion that a Fourth Amendment requires to justify a stop? So a mistake of the law could be that he says that you didn't have your seatbelt on even when you did. And so what that means, and now let's get into the holding so that you understand it. Does a police officer's mistake of the law, and who decided it? All of them, except for the best Supreme Court justice on the court, is Sotomayor. Sonia Sotomayor is the absolute best Supreme Court justice we have right now. Now, she wants to take our guns, but so the question again is, does a mistake of the law provide reasonable suspicion? Yes, it does. Chief Justice John Roberts delivered the opinion 8-1. The court held that a search or seizure is reasonable under the Fourth Amendment when an officer has made a reasonable factual or legal mistake. Because the Fourth Amendment's jurisprudence turns on the question of reasonableness. So it's reasonable for the cop to make a mistake and say that he thought that you weren't wearing your seatbelt. You could have a dash cam that shows that you have your seatbelt on, but what do you have to do? He pulled you over and says that he believes you violated the law. You have to give him your license, your registration, and your proof of insurance. I don't agree with it. It was decided by the Black Robe Tyrants in 2014. None of us got a say in it. None of us got to vote on referendum whether or not. The question of reasonableness, governing officials have traditionally been allowed leeway to enforce the law for the community's protection. As long as the mistake of fact or law in question was reasonable, the Fourth Amendment does not hold mistakes to be incompatible with the concept of reasonable suspicion. So the copper can now say that he was reasonably suspicious that you weren't wearing your seatbelt. Pulls you over, find out your seatbelt's being worn. Okay, that doesn't satisfy the stop requirements. You still have to give him your license, your registration, and proof of insurance. It's not what I want. I don't agree with it. This is what the Supreme Court held in the 2014 case. And someone could tell me how to pronounce this properly. Someone put the spelling in there for me. No, is it Heen? Is that what it is? Heen? Okay. So let me finish this up right here for you guys. Okay. Does not hold such mistakes to be. However, the court also held that those mistakes must be objectively reasonable. An officer cannot gain the benefit of the Fourth Amendment reasonableness through a sloppy or incomplete knowledge of the law. In her concurring opinion, so this surely the liberal is going to be on our side. Elena Kagan, I'm so sorry. I forgot to tell you. Extraordinarily privileged, grew up in Manhattan, went to Yale, went to Harvard. But she's just like us. She's appointed to the Supreme Court. She didn't get her position by earning it. She was appointed. Elena Kagan has no idea what it's like to be pulled over because she's never been pulled over. I mean, maybe she could have been pulled over sometime in her life, but in the past, since 2010, since 2009, she hasn't been pulled over by cops and been harassed in any way, shape, or form. She has no idea what it's like. She has no idea what we go through. Elena Kagan emphasized that the majority analysis was limited to when the mistake of the law in question is an objectively reasonable one. So is it objectively reasonable for the cop to say that he believed that you were wearing a seatbelt when you weren't? Yes, it is. It's objectively reasonable. Objectively means what? What does it mean? It's up to him and his standard. He was being objectively reasonable. In his mind, he said that he didn't think you were wearing a seatbelt. So it's objectively reasonable. Kagan also wrote that the test to determine whether an officer made an objectively reasonable mistake is much more stringent than one to determine whether a government official is entitled to qualified immunity. Ruth Bader Ginsburg joined in her concurring opinion. Justice Sonia Sotomayor, the only one who has cared about our constitutional rights besides the Second Amendment, wrote a dissenting opinion in which she argued that the Fourth Amendment jurisprudence has traditionally focused on the officer's factual conclusions rather than their understanding of the law. Expanding leeway allowed to police officers with respect to their factual assessment to the meanings of laws they are meant to enforce runs the risk of eroding the Fourth Amendment's protections. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. In the absence of any evidence that holding police officers to this standard will prevent effective enforcement of the law, mistakes of the law should not be considered reasonable under the Fourth Amendment. Mistakes of the law should not be considered reasonable under the Fourth Amendment.
On July 1st,
You putting it on while we were behind you. You weren't today.
No, you're not going to kill you. Okay.
I'm an American. I have my seatbelt.
Oh, that's great to know. Okay, you were not wearing a seatbelt when you drove past me. We saw you putting it on while we were behind you. You can argue this all day long and make this even worse for yourself. Otherwise, just give us your ID and the insurance, sir.
What do you want my money?
Driver's license and insurance, sir.
So did you hear what he said? He said, "Why do you want my money?"
Insurance, sir.
What do you want my money?
That's what he said.
Driver's license and insurance, sir. You're making a big driver's license and insurance, sir. You're making a bigger deal out of this than it has to be.
Oh, really? It sounded like you just flipped out. It sounded like this guy didn't want to be harassed by you at all, and then you just lost your shit, bro.
You're making a big driver's license and insurance, sir.
You sound like a real hard up prick, bro.
Making a bigger deal out of this than it has to be.
For my seatbelt?
Yes. Yep.
Why I have my seatbelt?
You have a traffic violation. Your seatbelt was not on, sir, so can you have your driver's license and insurance?
With your body camera, I have my seatbelt on. They're running, right?
Abruptly, he became erratic and started to destroy his possessions, such as his sunglasses and the money in his wallet.
I want to see them people now.
Because I watched you put them on, sir. Now please put them on or I'm going to ask you to step out of the vehicle. And when I do so, that's a lawful order. And if I have to, I can forcibly remove you from the vehicle, sir. All right?
I broke my glasses. You like that?
Yeah.
$150 fucking glasses.
Oh, that's your problem. Okay, you're acting like a child right now.
My money? Here.
You're acting like a child. I want your driver's license and your insurance.
Here's everything I have. Here's my money. Here's my
You're
money.
acting like a child, sir.
Here's my card. Here's everything.
Your driver's license, sir. Hand it
Take
to me.
my money. Take my money. Take this too. Take that.
Your driver's license, sir.
You're just destroying all my stuff, ruining my holiday.
Yeah.
Using me as something I'm doing. Ripping up the money. I spent $500 for my fucking family.
That's great. Driver's license, sir.
Nothing.
Now, just tell me this. I'm not endorsing his actions, but do you understand? Do you understand his frustration? I mean, put a 1 in the chat if you can understand. I'm not saying that's how you're going to behave. That's certainly not how I'm not going to behave. But do you understand his level of frustration? Do you understand how upset he is? because I don't want some jackboot thug pig stopping me and saying, "Oh, your seatbelt isn't on," as a motorcycle goes flying by me in the carpool lane doing 100. I don't want to be harassed. Chevy! Did I see Chevy? Chevy! Chevy, Chevy, Chevy. Raggle Monkey with 111. I don't want to be harassed by you jackboot thug pigs who have created this seatbelt law so that you can crawl into our cars and you can arrest somebody for not wearing your seatbelt. The 2001 case of Atwater versus City of Lago Vista makes everything arrestable. Written by a liberal, David Souter. Total scumbag. Souter's got family. Souter has sons and daughters who are just my age, a little younger than me. Why don't you come on and explain what your daddy wrote when he wrote that even a mere infraction of the law in front of a peace officer is arrestable? The Souter's got a big family. I read his biography when I was in jail. Why doesn't David Souter's family come on? I think your dad's a scumbag. And he's still alive. He's a scumbag. Souter, David Souter, you're a scumbag. Along with Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Elena Kagan and John Roberts, all of them are scumbags. None of them work for us. They work for the super elites. And if you think that your gun rights are secured, they're not. They're not secured.
Are you intoxicated, sir?
Bullshit.
What kind of drugs are you on, sir?
Well, here's what you need this too. We'll just rip that up too.
What kind of drugs are you on, sir? Your driver's license.
You mean because he can't stand you dirty pigs, he has to be on drugs?
Need this too. We'll just rip that up too.
What kind of drugs are you on, sir? Your driver's license.
Go get it. Take whatever
I'm not
you want.
going into your vehicle, sir. Can I have
tire
your driver's license, please?
Let's rip all this up too. Got enough down. Here, take this.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so you can take my money. Take my money.
Remain in the vehicle, sir. I'll be back
Take
up
my
with
money.
you, okay?
Okay, so this is the whole point. This is the whole point. Every single person in America should have a trifold in their car. I've spent 2 decades studying constitutional law. This thing works. You invoke your Fifth Amendment right, you give them your license, registration, and proof of insurance, and then you shut the front door as you're filming them. If they ask for consent to search your car, you can give it to them and then retract it. If they tell you that you can't film them, number 2, as soon as you flip the page over, your right to film cops right there. Right to film cops. They tell you to step out of the car. You have to say that you believe I'm armed and presently dangerous for you to order me out of the car. If the cop doesn't believe that you're armed and presently dangerous and tells you to get out of the car, you can resist that order and fight them in court later to get rid of Pennsylvania versus Mims. Put a 1 in the chat if you have a trifold in your car. I just want to see how many people here have it in their car. I'm going to give you the cop cards with your trifold for free. I'm going to give these to you for free. They're just like your trifold, but they're just made out of like a driver's license material. You have got to make sure that you protect yourself and don't wait to find your license like this guy.
Go get it. Take whatever
I'm not
you want.
going into your vehicle, sir.
Take my
Can I have your
tire
driver's license, please?
Let's rip all this up too. Got enough down. Here, take this.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so you shouldn't have to sit and struggle to find your license. Your license should be a color laminated copy, not the actual license that you put into a plastic slip. No. You make a laser copy, a photocopy of the front and the back, so it can be scanned with a phone. You get the current registration and the current insurance. Steve Conkler is here, everybody. What's up, Steve? What's up, Steve? So here's the thing. I ran out of extra large hoodies. The hoodie that I'm sending to Steve is this one right here. This is my last XL, and I'm giving it to you, Steve. I already called him on the phone and said, dude, I got one left and I've worn it. Do you want it? And he's like, send it over. So Steve, this is your hoodie. I put it in the mail tomorrow. I just got it today. So I wanted to get it clean. It's ready to go. Ready to go. You have got to have your license, registration, and proof of insurance ready to go like this. You get everything on deletelaws.com. Someone just said, where do you get it? Go to deletelaws.com with a Z. Invoke your Fifth Amendment right every single time. Have your license, registration, and proof of insurance ready to go. Have it ready to go. Don't wait. Don't get caught up like this guy did where you're losing your composure.
Rip all this up too. Got none down. Here, take this.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so you can take my money. So you can take my money.
Remain in the vehicle, sir. I'll be back
Take
up
my
with
money.
you, okay?
Look, I have my seatbelt on. You take my fucking money. That's bullshit. My seatbelt's on and they're accusing me of something. That's bullshit. You can't ever enjoy life anymore around here without being harassed and accused of something. I have my fucking seatbelt on.
I mean, I hate to say it, but do you agree with him?
That's bullshit. You can't ever enjoy life anymore around here without being harassed and accused of something.
There it is right there. I hate to say it, and I'm sorry, but it's true. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. You can't do anything anymore without the cops harassing you. You can't go camping in Alaska without the cops harassing you looking for your camping pass. You can't do anything anymore without the cops harassing you. It's constant. They pulled him over for no seatbelt as there's motorcycles that are driving down the street right past him, and they pulled him over for not having a seatbelt on, which is just, it's just a way for the cops to get at you.
I have my fucking seatbelt on. You give me a ticket, you pulled up on me, I have my seatbelt on. That's exactly what's happening. Yep, $135 fucking glass, man, drink it. Might as well just fucking start dumping on my plug right now and give them that too.
It's a situation. This dude's freaking out because we stopped him for a seatbelt and he put it on when we were behind him.
Yeah, we don't. So no. I'm so sorry. I hate to interrupt. I'm so sorry. Forgive me. Okay. He's not freaking out. He's upset that you're bugging him. That's what he's upset about. He doesn't need to have his seatbelt on. If he's going to get in a car accident and he's going to get hurt in the car accident, that's between him and his insurance company. Insurance companies are now, insurance companies are very progressive to get your rates lower. You can put an app on that has tracking. You can put cameras in your car. There's all kinds of things that insurance companies can do to make you take steps so that you're safer when you drive. This is an insurance deal. This is not a criminal matter. He's upset because he doesn't want to be harassed and bothered by you dirty pigs. Shocker that he doesn't want to be harassed by you. Is that amazing? Is that too much for you cops to understand? He doesn't want to be harassed.
Like literally freaking out. He's tearing up money and he's freaking out. So if you just want to go up there with him while I run him out real quick and issue him this citation. Freaking out. Seriously.
Because I have my seatbelt on. These people pull me over and they pull up on me and say I don't have my seatbelt on. It's right here. I can see it. I can taste it.
Do you realize how you're acting right now? Irrational.
Do you realize that you're pulling a guy over for not wearing a seatbelt and you are a pig?
Upsetting to me.
Upsetting to you that you drove past me without a seatbelt?
That's a crock of bullshit. Did you know that? Don't give me that.
Okay. He's tearing up cash in his car and throwing it all over the place.
I have my seatbelt on, and you're giving me a ticket for my seatbelt being on.
I have your seatbelt on.
My seatbelt's on. You give me a ticket. You're taking my goddamn thing. You're giving me a ticket for my damn seatbelt on.
You do not have a seatbelt on.
My seatbelt is on. When you pull up to the stop, my seatbelt is on.
It's not on.
It
was
on
on when we pulled up because you put it on when you got on the interstate.
That's not true.
Oh my God.
That's not true. My seatbelt's on.
You're delusional.
My seatbelt is on. You pulled up to the traffic stop.
Well, yeah, you had it on.
My seatbelt is on.
Hey, let me ask you something. So if I drive past you, right, and I don't have my seatbelt on, and then you get behind me and I put my seatbelt on, does that mean you have it on?
That's not true. I'm not admitting guilt to anything. My seatbelt is on.
I saw you do it.
I can't afford a fucking $10 seatbelt ticket for no reason.
Well, you could have afforded it, but you ripped your money out.
Those cash sheets are $10. He had like a bunch of singles and stuff. He freaked out. I thought I was going to have to drag him out of the car.
Oh, did you hear it? Did you hear it?
He had like a bunch of singles and stuff. He freaked out. I thought I was going to have to drag him out of the car.
Okay, see. You dirty little pigs. I felt like I was going to have to grab him and drag him out of the car. Why? Did he smack his wife? Did he threaten to punch you? What I saw is that he broke his own glasses and tore up his own money. He didn't do anything for you to grab him and drag him out of the car. What's wrong with you? Seriously, what's wrong with you? This is, don't let that slip by you. That cop believed that he thought he was going to have to. He's going to have to? Why are you going to have to do that to another person? For what reason do you were going to have to take him and drag him out of the car?
$10 seatbelt ticket for no reason.
Well, you could have afforded it, but you ripped your money out.
Those cash sheets are $10.
He had like a bunch of singles and stuff. He freaked out. I thought I was going to have to drag him out of the car.
Because that's all
You thought you were going to have to drag him out of the car? Why is that, dude?
it is. All they do is collect revenue for the state. That's all it is. Collecting revenue. I got my seatbelt on. I'm getting in trouble for having my seatbelt.
Is that a fact or is that a fact? Put a 1 in the chat if that's a fact.
$10 seatbelt ticket, like it's the end of the world.
My seatbelt's on. I shouldn't be getting a ticket. I got my seatbelt on.
We should just arrest him for obstructing, being an ass about it.
Look, I got my seatbelt on.
Look at him, man.
It's on.
We watched him put it on after he turned behind him. And then he's like yelling in the fucking mirror and stuff.
Bullshit. That's not right. That's not right. I won't do that to your family.
What was that? I can't hear because of motorcycles.
Yeah, I won't do that to your family.
Did you just hear what the cop just said? Listen.
What was that? I can't hear because of motorcycles.
I can't hear you because of motorcycles. There's motorcycles going zipping by, and he's pulling this guy over and giving him a ticket for no license plate. The irony cannot be mistaken.
Yeah, I won't do that to your family. Supposed to be enjoying the holiday and everything else, man. And here I'm being harassed on my birthday weekend. Being harassed. Getting in trouble for having my seatbelt on.
You guys caught the wrong day. He just spent $500 on his family. Probably bought some illegal fireworks. Should ask him to see his permit. Jeez.
We could be like those agencies that confiscate fireworks.
Yeah.
And then take pictures of it like it's a big drug caper.
Yeah.
The body camera's on, right?
What's on? It's been recording this whole entire
Good.
thing.
I'm going to sue your ass.
Okay. Sue me for a seatbelt.
Yep.
Because you weren't wearing it.
I'm suing you guys because I can't legally do that.
You can
can't
legally
sue
do it.
an apartment buy can take your money privately and take you to court. I can do that.
Okay.
I can do that. That's a true fact.
Okay.
My seatbelt's on, body camera. You're giving me a ticket with my seatbelt on. You walked up with your camera onto my vehicle with the recording that my seatbelt is on.
Yes. But when you drove
And your
past me,
vehicle
it
was
not on.
facing straight. You don't got side cameras on those cars. You're accusing me of something I didn't do. My seatbelt. $10.
Okay.
That $10 is gonna break me.
Well, you just tore your money up, so.
Yeah, I'm pissed off because I shouldn't be getting in trouble for something that I have my seatbelt on.
Well, not just that. You shouldn't be pulled over and harassed by police.
Scott's got him calmed down now.
You're supposed to look both ways too when you're looking before you pull out, and that's what I was doing. You guys are bored. Well, it is. You guys are bored. You got nothing else better to do. Like you're up to the state. My seatbelt's on though. I do have my seatbelt on.
I know, you have it on now. So when you drive away, too, I hope you keep it on, too.
You have to wear seatbelts. That's why it's on. It's a law in Wisconsin and everywhere else.
It is a law in Wisconsin. That's why you get a citation for not wearing it when you pull on the
You
air.
give me a citation on camera for someone that you pull up on a stop and have your seatbelt on. How's that going to fly in court?
When you go to court, then, I will be there and I will testify to the fact that you do not have your seatbelt on, sir.
Freaking out over a $10 ticket.
Yeah, man. He spent $500 on his family, dude.
Yeah.
No. Please, for the love of God, he is not freaking out over a $10 ticket. What don't you dirty pigs understand? We don't want to interact with you. We don't trust you, and we don't like you. Every once in a while, there's some cool cop. I had this conversation with someone today on the phone. A gentleman whose video we're going to show who got harassed by the New Orleans cops. They targeted him. Total corruption. But here's the thing, okay? You've lost our trust. Every once in a while, you'll see a cop who will see some homeless guy that doesn't have any shoes. He'll run down to the shoe store and buy the guy some boots. And then there'll be a video made of this cop who put boots on this homeless guy, and he spent his own money to go out and buy this homeless guy some boots. That very night, that same cop will drop his knee in the chest of a man who's saying, I can't breathe. It's the duopoly of man. It's the dichotomy of man. It's the absolute power corrupts absolutely. The cop has the money and the power to put shoes on this homeless guy. Then he has the power to stick his knee in your father's neck, in your uncle's back, in your brother's kidneys where he can't get any oxygen. And the reason why so many of us distrust, dislike, hate, disdain, can't stand cops is because of you cops. I didn't wake up one day and decide, oh, I think that I'll not like cops. No, a series of events happened to me for years and years and years that got me to the place where I don't trust any of you, not a single one of you. You are the darkness, the death, the fear in the night. You are the bad guy. You can't understand why this guy's upset? Well, let me help you, pig. He's upset because he just wants to drive home without you pulling in behind him, putting on sirens and lights, and come running up with your hands on your gun. Hey, show me your hands. We don't want to deal with you disgusting maggots. That's just the fact. And some of the people in here, they don't hate you quite as much as I do, but they're also, some of them aren't quite as honest as I am. I think that most of you are scum. Is there a good one? There probably is. There's probably a good cop out there who then later drops his knee in someone's chest or fills out his report and says that I didn't see anything. You can't join the Death Star and think that you're a good person, bro. Do you understand that? You can't sit there and go, I don't know why this guy's flipping out. It's just a $10 ticket. I don't want you pulling me over. I don't want to answer to you. I don't want to give you my license. I don't want to deal with you. I don't like you. I don't trust you. You've earned my distrust. You've earned my dislike. You have earned my scorn, my rightful indignance. You have earned all the hate that you get. Listen, I haven't been on here very much this last couple of weeks. I've spent tons of time with friends and family. You know what I found out? I'm a very loving, giving, caring, wonderful friend and family member. I don't like you pigs. I don't like you cops. That's what it boils down to. That's what it boils down to. I just want to make sure you cops understand.
When you go to court, then I will be there and I will testify to the fact that you do not have your seatbelt on, sir.
Freaking out over a $10 ticket.
Yeah, man. You spent $500 on his family, dude.
Yeah.
It's going to be 2 against 1 in the courtroom. It's going to be you and your buddy, and then me sitting in the car with my seatbelt on. Okay. How are you going to give someone a ticket for saying that they don't have something on when they have it on? You can't do that. My seatbelt is not like it's supposed to be. Give me a ticket. For me having my seatbelt on. I'm getting a ticket for having my seatbelt on. It's not right. You guys gotta be cordial at all. You're being tyrant. I just spent $500 on stuff for the family. And here I leave a place and these guys are staged up harassing people. My seatbelt's on.
Here's your information back, all right?
My seatbelt's on.
Let me issue you a citation for failure to wear your seatbelt. Right.
It's on. Is your body camera on? I got my seatbelt on, you know. It's been on.
I'm happy it should have been on before you left.
It was on.
So it's $10, all right?
$10 for the
yeah. And you're freaking out over $10.
$10.
Yep, because we're doing a click it or ticket campaign. That's why we're out here.
If you take some of your money together, maybe they'll help you out with that.
All right. Non-mandatory court date of August 11, 2022 at 2 p.m. at the Racine County Circuit
You
Court.
want $10? I'll give you $10.
We don't post bond here, all right? You have to pay on or before the court date. If you choose to pay, you pay online, in person, or by mail. Information on the bottom of the citation as well as on the bond envelope, which is self-explanatory. Okay? You have any questions?
No.
All right. Make sure you're buckled up before you leave next time, sir. All right. Be safe.
You got good eyes.
Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah.
Enjoy your weekend. So the guy just got blowed up by the cops. He just got blowed up where he was harassed over a stupid seatbelt. A stupid seatbelt. Listen, if you don't want to wear your seatbelt, that's between you and your insurance company. It is not a criminal matter. And when I'm in the legislature, as the executive in charge, I will get rid of stupid things like no wearing a seatbelt, no, your blinker, your license plate light. All of those will be gone when I'm the executive in charge. There's no reason to pull someone over for expired registration. You can mail a ticket to the registered owner. And it doesn't even have to be a fine ticket, just a ticket to get it fixed. Listen, hear what I'm saying to you. You guys go out right now and get a trifold on deletelaws.com. I'm going to give you the cop cards for free. Lots of you guys have them in here. Right now, I'm actually going to sit down with a friend of mine and work on I'll tell you about it when it's all done. But it's super, super close. BZ Watchdog in the hizzy. Good to see you. I saw Chevy, New Edge Design, Little Monkey, Mama Lion, Stomper. Good to see you. Bill Drophead 74. I think I got to say Drophead like I'm an announcer for Drophead 74. Get your screenshot because this bad chicken gets fixed on Wednesday. I won't have a broken tooth anymore. It's coming. It's coming. It is coming. Can I put an OTVO down in the comment section? Overturn Terry versus Ohio. Can you put it in there? Thank you, David Copper. I appreciate that. Thank you, Jody. Good to see you. Kinetic Customs, and nice to see you. Check your states. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Kinetic, I always love you, man. Always love you, dude. You guys get your trifolds and your cop cards on deletelaws.com. Listen, I tell you guys this all the time. It's my goal to get a trifold in every single car in America. If you can't afford it, email me and I'll email you a digital copy you can print out at FedEx for 10 cents. It won't cost you anything other than going down to FedEx and getting it printed out on your own. I'll send you one of these. That's a black and white copy for free. I sell them for $10. If you can afford the $10, buy it. If not, I will email you one. Email me at dlzclips@gmail.com. Email it to me. What's the matter, you, Brandy Swaney? Oh, yeah. So Beard Stack said, anyone else getting unsubscribed? Oh, they'll unsubscribe you from this channel in a heartbeat. Soy Leal, good to see you, my friend. Chevy, what's going on, my playboy? How are you? Steve Conkler, listen, got your hoodie coming in the mail, my friend. Got your hoodie coming. Thank you. I appreciate it. And there's only one more, Shanta. I have not talked to Shanta. I've sent her a couple emails, but I have not got a hold of her yet. Nice to see you. I'm finally free, my friends. Listen, I do have work to do. I got to get the flock out of here. You have no idea. I got things I got to do. Mikey B, Greg, Bruce, Gloria, V. Boyer. Thank you, guys. All the moderators, I super appreciate you. Gloria, love you, honey. Roger Lane, AMG Stealth, thanks for gifting the memberships. And then the gentleman who put in put a $99 super chat in, dude, my God, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I am just getting back on my feet. And then rising tides. Yeah, I know it. The Republicans and Democrats work together. Rising Tides outreach. Did I miss any more super chats I didn't put up on the screen and say hello? I hope not. If I did, I'll get you on the next one. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later, Gators.